session for Guam Power Authority. For the record, those present are myself, Commissioner Chaco, Commissioner Santos. Commissioner Sanchez is running a little late, but he said he'd be here soon. And Commissioner Martinez is excused. He's off island. He's going to try and join us online, if he can. John, the floor is yours.
Good morning, Commissioners, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. I only have two resolutions for today's meeting.
Okay.
First resolution is FY 2024-2028. This is relative to approval of the purchase of water system diesel. And again, as the Commission is aware, under CC Resolution FY 24-06, we're authorized to procure 104 diesel generators, and again, this one the big ones, the 500, the 1,400 for the treatment plants, and again, the portable generators, 500 kilowatts, which we can move around and utilize in any of the, if anything occurs in the others in the other areas.
Where would you, John? Where would you use the 500? Where, like in pump stations, or?
Well, you have the big water booster pump station like Congo Bay.
Yeah. Okay.
You have other even the wastewater treatment plant. The wastewater lift stations.
Okay.
Those are big. So.
But those usually have their own generators. This is a backup.
The portable will be the backup.
Yeah.
But the other ones are actually going to be installed. Yeah.
Okay.
So this includes installation. The first two does not include installation. Gpa and its team will go ahead and do that installation because it was too complex to try and get a 104 generator and getting an estimate for installation. But this one, because they're the big ones, it will be installed. The total cost is about 3,177,636.33 and stuff. And again, subject to your approval and then the PUC's approval, you will get the first 104.
Okay, Commissioner
FEMA
Santos.
reimbursable?
No, this is we did put in an application to FEMA for underground. And remember, if you recall, we put in a request for 6 billion, but tier 1, 2, and 3 is 2.3 billion. And in tier 2, there's a request there for the replacement of all the standby generators because of their age and all of that. However, in the meantime, until that's
we need to do this.
We need to move forward on this, no? Because again, we don't have yet an award, or we're still working with him on that. This is again 3.1. Again, these are the big generators. Again, I've been there now for I would say most of them about 30 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean,
Not in full use
one
of.
can say that they weren't maintained over 30
Yeah,
years.
30 years
One
old.
could say that spare parts and everything are coming in this year. And,
Warranty on these generators?
5 years? I think it's a 1 year warranty. I have to check. I will get that to you.
Yeah, you could just also give us the sites.
Yep. I can give you that. Moving forward. And again, part of the fundings that we're using for all of this, of course, is our recovery from the LEAC, from the under recoveries.
Yeah.
As we had always said, that funding, even the ones we advance, are really CIP monies for our system.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? And Commissioner Sanchez, you're online, so do you have a question? Okay, John, the next resolution.
FY 2024-31, Mr. Chairman, and this is relative to the replacement of the PD substation T7 transformer. That transformer, I think, was put in way in the, if I recall somewhere here, it says the 50s. So it's been there and served its purpose, but it did fail in 2021. we have gone out and we have procured the transformer already, but the installation of the transformer now is required. Because it's, if you recall, the assets, the properties, the transmission lines and substation equipment that the Navy had a long time ago as part of the power pool agreement are to be transferred to GPA. But that's taken over a period of time because there still have to be clean up, environmental issues within the facilities, right? So although we have some turnover, the others are not. So what they have been put together was a 50-year lease agreement so that it allow for that process to transfer. So this is one of those to be transferred under lease.
So in other words, the land belongs to you.
That's right. And so,
But the
so it's not supposed to be done to us.
the
Yeah,
transformer.
exactly. So we bought the transformer, but
It's the installation.
and in the installation of Navy property or Navy asset, which is the customers within that area, is also a backup to the DoD. So they have another transformer there called T8. So right now we're using T8 to serve our customers. So we need to get this.
Including the military.
So again, I did want to make a change in the resolution, which is, and we'll do that before the Tuesday meeting.
Wednesday meeting.
I'm sorry, Wednesday meeting. And that's really to put the subject to the approval of the utilities.
Well, which is the amount.
Yeah, and again, for your approval of the project, this is meant to make a slight change in the result portion.
I'm just curious, because I'm reading the resolution. This is a national historic, it says right here, relates to National Historic Preservation Act. Something that,
It's something that has to be, I think has to be considered under the sound of what we're trying to do is comply with all of the requirements. So, yeah, the mission maybe and all that, but the transformers will be changed because it's which is a right. And that's what I'm going to do. It's not very goal really yet.
these are the ones the front or the?
I don't know.
Oh, but under the estimated cost of
Yeah.
2.8 million, that's inclusive of the transformer?
That's it, I believe installation.
That's just installation, right?
And because there's contaminated soil and
So it's got to be remediated?
so the site has some contaminated soil, so they would have to include some of that remediation work as mentioned. And because it falls under federal lands, there's a lot of requirements for under the National Preservation Act, the archaeological, all of those, and all the requirements normally Navy requires for on-site activities.
But shouldn't the military pay for the? When is the military going to clean up the old PD power plant so they can turn it over to us? Because that's the big hang-up. That's why,
Yeah.
I remember when
Who asked the question?
Sure. No, I mean, it's, it's,
Yeah.
they've got all the contractors here working on the bases and everything, and this may be the apropos time for them to do the cleanup.
Who asked that question?
Yeah.
And again, here under item 3, MEC munitions and explosives. Every square foot has to be checked.
Yeah.
So it
No,
just
no.
drives the cost up and everything. But again, so that's, unless there's any other questions, sure, that's the other resolution.
So what is the work on when that transformer goes offline? Are you just relocating? Are you building next to it and it's a simple switch over, or you got to take that substation off?
Right now, there's 2 transformers that can serve the portable transformer to the system. We have a 30 MVA transformer, so we have
Flatbed,
to hook up.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do have some on trailers that we can move around whenever we do maintenance.
Any other questions? Is good? Okay.
As
John,
far as
give us the highlights of your GM
Mr.
report.
Chair, I can just give you a summary, or you want me to go through the whole thing?
Well, John, give us the highlights. I mean, you know,
First of all, as far as our capacity, we're about close to 320 megawatts now for the few days here. We are going to take down cablers number 1 and repair, change the fins for one of the his main transformers. So that will take an 8-day outage in this month. But basically, next month we'll have the 320 megawatts of capacity, which is a lot more than we've ever had for a while now.
And that's from a Greco coming
That
online?
includes the 20 megawatt of wind.
Okay.
So our action plan that we had noted out has been completed, except for the repair or the replacement of the 20 megawatts of the existing Agreco units, not the leased ones. No? Sorry, Commissioner Delco, and then the Agreco 20 megawatt lease is included in this, but not the repair of
The one that we
20
bought,
megawatt at
the one
Agreco.
we leased and
Right.
then purchased.
The 20 megawatt Agreco, we're contemplating, and we have approved either to move that to Tenjo or repair it, place or change it out. So we're still working on that one. No? It doesn't, I cannot say 100% that it mitigates full load shedding, but it certainly alleviates everything to where we are today. No? And so as next year comes, the next portion of this is, of course, Agreco Ukudu is over 90% completed. So I don't know if here on the island. No?
So is that an advancement of the schedule? Because originally it was March, right?
March,
For the
yeah.
first this commissioning start.
For the testing.
Originally they moved it. They came with January 2026, and then we came out with an agreement for September 30 of 2025 for 4 million, and if they came on the
September
line
15.
by September 15, 1 million more, so 5 million by September 15, 2025. No? So to hit that, if they don't hit that, the penalty is $240,000 a day.
After
So
September 30.
after September
30.
30, but of course that means no bonus for them for the team, right? So they're working real hard, and I can see they cannot reach that with all the incentives that are provided to them.
That's the full operational capacity, right? But originally the commissioning was supposed to be in March. Now it's in
What has been tested. What they're waiting for, I believe, is the pumps to arrive, so that they can set them in place. So I think in the next month or two, they'll be ready to transfer fuel. Our tank 1935 has already been certified, and is already containing diesel fuel, and we're bringing in an order. So then that will be fuel that will be used for the testing period and stuff. So, yeah, we're just looking at to them, if I were with them, I'll be ready by August and not wait for September. So
We like that, John, but-
and I would think that we could get that. So I don't know exactly. They have all that time, right, to repair it, but the quicker they get this thing commissioned and stuff. Because the heat rate of those machines, just the combustion turbine, is about thermal efficiency, what we call 35%. The Cabras power plant is 34%. So even just them coming on the line and burning diesel, which is less expensive than the fuel in Cabras,
2%.
you start to save us money. So once you start testing, you start seeing some reduction of fuel costs,
Okay.
which is again not the contracted one, but it's all part of the process of the commission.
good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So So 95% is moving forward in the right direction.
Nice
I
picture.
was wondering where John Kim was. He's right next to me sleeping. But as Mr. Kim will show, our sales are rising. As you will see in the reports, actually the 1 year now has turned north. So over the past 2 or 3 months, we're starting to sell. I was just looking at the pending applications that are. If you look in the engineering report, I see 3 data centers totaling 8 megawatts, one by GTA, one by IP&E, and then one by Docomo in different areas of the island. So
This
again,
is currently under construction, right?
this is your application.
okay.
Part of it, I think the GTA is under construction now. I have to find out about the Docomo. No, they identified that since 2018, but that's been moving IT&E also.
And that's
Yeah,
their
yeah, I
demand
think
is 8 megawatts annually, or
That's a total 8 megawatt of transformer.
oh, transformer? Okay.
But the key about that is that they're very high load factor.
Yeah.
I think they're in the about 70% of what their demand is the load factor to get constant air conditioning and
Yep.
everything for all of that. And also the missile defense is here, 36 megawatts, so that's still working there. But one engineering has more stable right now, so there's 66 megawatts of capacity. Wow. So I think that's 70%, so that's 50 megawatts. No? That's also as of August. So growth is in a
So that's like almost a 20-some% increase in
50,
demand.
50 over 60, yeah. Becomes that growth. So in the pipeline is about 20%. No, we've always said that the growth will help the base rate in
Base
the
rate,
future. But it's not factoring into the model because again we don't really know yet. No? And then next year we're gonna have to start paying the Okudo. No? But the key here is that yes, the low growth will allow us to have a lot of funds that, I don't like to say a lot, right? But funds that we can do to help reduce base rate in the future. Because I don't see our cost is not going to be parallel with our. We have also so that's why that the phase 4 renewables, at least getting that phase 4A in there is quite important because that helps us, provides us capacity also by 2027, 2028. Upudu will give us 60 megawatts of additional capacity after we meet our reserve requirement. So that will allow also with the next 2 to 3 years to meet whatever growth is there. Other things, we continue demand side management program, and again, about over $1 million in rebates continue. That's so not only now for how long we don't know yet, right? And stuff. So, but
John, I think the biggest thing is, are we still trending where we believe we can recover the under recovery by February 1st?
yeah, Mr. Kim shows that our under recovery as the end of August is down to 7 something.
How much?
15.8.
17 or 7?
17.
17. Okay.
So if you take that, that's about $3 million a month, right?
Yeah.
So you get
We're on track.
September, October, November, December, January. 5 times 3 is 15 to the 17.
You're very close.
You're still on track with our.
The wild card is we don't know what oil's going to do. I mean,
That's
you
right.
know.
So again,
I think
you know,
oil is coming down, but you
Yeah.
have a lot of crazy things going on in the Middle East.
Yep.
Check your pagers.
It could turn
Pagers.
very,
I miss my pager.
very quickly, but again, everything, like this is looking like we're coming going into where we want to be.
Well, John, we're forward thinking. We're looking how we can improve the, we're looking for how we can improve our cost factor. There's a lot of things that you're doing. That's good. We will see to actually the fruition of it.
Yep.
Because depending on how far we could have a
presentation I did last month on the comparison of with and without the renewables. So that's the latest that we have on that. So it's looking good. Other than that, we've gone through the tropical depression and all of that. So our team.
Well, John, how are you? If my memory serves me right, out of the phase 4, there are really 3 big plants. The TEPCO plant, you've already gotten approval from us to proceed down to try and lock that deal down. Then you have the Cortec plant. Then there's Mojave.
Mojave, and then you also have that power system.
But Mojave is 60.
60,
and
then the power system has 30, so that's another 60.
Really?
And where
Where's
you at on
That's
that?
the one up in Schedule.
No, not locally, but where are the procurement costs right
Yeah,
there?
how close are
where
we
we at on those two?
They're still working system impact study. That process is a little more complicated because the transmission line has to be upgraded to 115 now. We're going to start adding a lot of races down there.
Okay.
So again, they're all working, and it's really dependent on them getting their package together, and they want to keep the price, and then we will bring it up forward to yourselves. So.
Is there a deadline? Is there a timeline for them to submit?
No,
rough timeline?
not right now, but one of the critical deadlines for really themselves is the validity of price. We're not going to increase the price. So it's very good for them to get together.
First it is for them.
Price increase, construction cost increase, price all
They
of
might
that.
drop out.
That's why it works. Let the private sector do what they're doing or not.
That's why it's important that we move forward and whenever they're ready and stuff. So we have that. We have out with the PUC, the 90 megawatts, so they don't use it hopefully by next week.
And what percentage of the completion of the system impact study needs to be done? Because for the two that we
That also requires whether we need synchronous condensers, other batteries, or things like that. But that's not something that one could totally say you have to put that in, because that's more a total system requirement. We always know we're gonna have to put synchronous condensers at some point. We always know that there's gonna be a doctor, but we're doing. You may recall one of the key things is to put centralized energy storage batteries, which we asked for. So I'm evaluating that. I may come to you in the next month or two and say, hey, let's go ahead and go out for 45 or 90 megawatts of that. Battery storage.
Commissioner Santos has some question.
Yeah, so that just one more sentence so that we can add this doctor, and also when you're talking about other parts of the island and renewables, you have to put in batteries, or we be there. See, other two power plants have to put in 100% batteries.
Scale on that.
Because of this, so that is centralized battery. It's important to get out of it.
So going back to the other projects that are on the are we going to get part of the so-called lease? Because I'm just curious, because they're calling saying, hey, I heard you approved this. Like, what are you talking? We have nothing to do with this. There seems to be the impression that it's going to be a GPA.
Fake news. Fake news.
Yeah, that's the news out there. I'm waiting.
That is no to talk about.
This is a power person. So everything on that side of the issue is the responsibility of the board. Okay. To get all the ducks in order and then come forward to you.
You need to yell at GLUC.
So again,
The land will have to prove the change in, that's the land.
They have with their pricing.
Yeah.
They could bid right bill.
Make sure
Yeah,
is
talk
that
to GLUC.
based on that location.
We're not the landlord.
Yep.
But what is the justice adequate? Or is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
So that's for some time, that's all done.
Of course, and GLUC wants money. They haven't been paid by